Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome on Saturday, the 22nd of January. Okay, I'm getting there when it comes to dates. Right, let me just make sure that this is not moving. Should be fine now. Okay, so yesterday I promised you I would talk today a bit more about my financial freedom and how I've managed to get to where I am. I'm saying I, but it's actually not just me. It's me and my husband together. We've worked on this together um, since we became a couple, almost. But it took us a good few years to get to where we are, and the path has not always been easy. And there was a lot of doubts, a lot of things that could potentially stop us in our track, but we were very determined. So let me just rewind and go back. When we got together with my husband, which is 16 years ago now, we both were skint. We had absolutely nothing. I had nothing, and my husband had a lot of, I wouldn't say debt, but a lot of responsibilities to pay for, basically. So we were starting off not on a path of we've got money, we've got it all sorted. When I came to the UK, he had a job, I didn't, and we were living off one wage, his wage. So the amount of savings or money left every month was minimal, very, very minimal. And we've decided at some point that this will not work for us, that we don't want to live this way. We want something different in our lives. And we started learning. Now, the best way to get to freedom, financial freedom, is to learn how to do it. And if you're expecting that by just reading some books, if you're expecting just by listening to some people, listening to me, for example, you will get there, you're wrong. You will not. You have to learn and you have to implement. And I think the implementation is the worst and the hardest part for almost everyone when it comes to getting to their financial freedom. By learning, we've decided that we are ready, we are prepared to work a bit harder at the start, put a lot of time and effort into it, make sacrifices because we had to make them as well at some point. But for us, the end result was really, really important for us. We have decided that we would rather have a few years of hard work and then be able to live really in a really good financial freedom rather than work less over the period of next 30, 40, 50 years and just go by and have a good life but have to continuously work. For us, the idea of best life ever was what we're doing now, spending as much time as we can together and have passive income that gives us the freedom of not having a boss, not having to work every single day, not having to work full time. Yes, we do odd things from now and again. I've got some clients, but it's probably for me about 15, 20 hours max a week, and that's absolute max. And I can switch them off very quickly as well. I'm not doing some sort of very long-term engagements with my clients, and it gives me this freedom. I don't have to be available all the time to them. I can only pick and choose. So for us, it's ideal. That was the dream, and this is where we got to. When we started learning, we've realized that we've got a lot to learn, basically. We had a lot to learn. And because I was in a privileged kind of situation comparing to my husband, my English was very good at the time. And I had a degree in maths from Poland. I could use it to our benefit. So I very quickly found a really good job. I'm saying a really good job. I found a job on a help desk as a help desk administrator, which was a very junior job in an office. For me, that was a dream come true at the time, basically. But it was a very junior job. And within 5 years, I got to a financial controller for offices for a free different offices in the UK. And that was tough. I'm not saying it wasn't. It required a lot of sacrifices, but the pay was really, really good, and it was all worth it. And what it allowed me to do, it allowed me and my husband, and I had a daughter in between as well. But what it allowed us to do, it allowed me and my husband to basically live off my wage only. So what we could do, we could retire my husband when I went through the ladder up to the financial controller. I was able to retire my husband because his salary was quite low comparing to mine, and he could spend more time learning, and he could spend more time with our daughter as well. So we kind of shifted it on its head. I was the breadwinner in the family. He was the staying at home dad, looking after our daughter and making sure that we've got food and everything. The house is looked after. But he was learning at the same time, and that was our main reason as well for retiring him at the time. And it was 11 years ago, not even 11 years ago, just over 10, when we retired him, because that allowed him to have freedom of time, and he was able to learn and learn and learn. And he got into online trading. He got into investing online at the time, and that was a painful, I'm telling you, it was so many painful lessons, because we've invested money in things we shouldn't have invested in. We've invested money that we've lost. We've invested money in things that didn't go ahead. But for us, it was all a learning curve. It was not for us a case of, right, that's us done then. For us, it was, okay, that didn't work, let's try something new. And my husband is the kind of a person that he will not invest until he understands what he's doing. He was listening to guys like Warren Buffett. He was listening to guys like Robert Kiyosaki, fantastic, phenomenal people who were telling us different things. So we got into property, we got into gold, we got into Forex. And it was only in the last couple of years that we got into cryptocurrencies, basically. And I was working throughout all of this. I was continuously working, bringing the income. And what we were doing, I was bringing a lot of income home, and we were living off as little as we needed. So no fancy holidays, no fancy cars, no fancy clothes. We were basically investing as much as we could back, and just using everything what was left for our life. And it's not to say that we are living on rice and bread. That's not true. We were living a very comfortable life, but what we've decided, that the comfort of our life versus our financial freedom, which one was important for us? And at the time, for us, much more important was our financial freedom in future. So we could, with my wage only, we could actually afford a much better house. We could have afforded a much better car and many holidays in a year. However, our decision was to actually not put the money there, but to put it into our savings and our investments instead. And that created a buffer for us. That created this money cushion, cash cushion, that we were quite happy and safe to use for our investments. Now, in 2018, things happened in our life, which I'm not gonna go into a lot. Basically, I've decided to quit my full-time job. We were not financially ready yet at the time, but our life got a bit complicated, and I had to spend more time at home. So I quit my job with a view of doing some freelance work, with a view of doing some on and off kind of day rate roles. And that worked for about a year and a half. Again, that was a really well paid job, high income, which was all used for our investments. And here we come, few years later, we now have got a really comfortable life on our terms, right? On our terms, and we're still making conscious decisions about what we want to do with our life. We have just recently bought a house, and we had an option to buy a house which was much more expensive, or buy this one, what we are in at the moment, which is less expensive. However, it means that more of our passive income every month we've got for our living rather than to pay off the mortgage. Simple as this. So we're making choices by understanding our numbers, by knowing what's happening with our numbers on a monthly basis. We know what we can and want to afford or what we can't. And abundant mindset definitely helps. It definitely helps because it creates a lot of money for you as well. For us, passive income is a way of life. It's changed our lives so much because we can do things that we want to do now. We've got this time freedom that we've always craved, and the money freedom comes with it. And we are still learning. That's the best thing. We are still continuously learning about what else can we do, how else can we invest, what is going to give us better return. And my husband is still sitting there making calculations, doing calculations all the time, thinking, right, if we invest money in this, what's going to happen? If we invest money in this, what's going to happen? He loves it. It's fun for him. And I'm kind of the doer in the relationship. So he gets all the ideas, and then he gets me and he says, like, move this money from here to there, to this, to that. And we both enjoy it. So we found we've both found the role that we play in the relationship when it comes to money management, money managing our money and playing with our investments. And we absolutely love it, the way we do it. On a side note, I'm doing stuff like, my YouTube channel, some of my coaching clients, just to keep me going, to keep me occupied, to keep my brain going as well. And I love it. I absolutely love working with my clients, so that's why I do it. My husband does similar things. He's using his skills to help some other people as well. So again, something that we absolutely love. We've got a massive gardening project going on, which again, we absolutely love. So for us, having the freedom to do things like this with the passive income that we've generated, is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And I just want to make sure that you understand this. You can do it too. It is available to absolutely everyone, but you have to do one thing. You have to start learning. You have to be able to take risks. We have taken massive, massive risks. And I think I mentioned the last time, the choices we've made have always been conscious choices about what is more important for us. So we have lost some friends along the way because we were not prepared to go to party every single weekend. We didn't want to go and spend money on holidays because we prefer to invest. Now the reality is that as we speak at the moment, I am able to not work and have a really good lifestyle. Whereas my friends who decided to go on holiday at the time, they still have to work, and they work as employed people. So for them, it's even more important that they actually do a good job, and they live in a lot of scarcity and a lot of fear, because if their company, if the employee go bust, they've got a little bit of a problem because they've got mortgage to pay. For me, I don't live in fear anymore. I do not live in fear anymore. Yes, something can happen on the market. Yes, the cryptocurrencies can crash. Yes, the properties can crash. Things can happen. However, with our decision making and how we structure it, our portfolio is very diversified. So there's nothing that can happen that will mean that, the world is going to collapse for us and we'll have no money tomorrow. Not happening. But that's a learning curve. That's a massive, massive learning curve. Massive, massive lifestyle thing for us, because we learn all the time, or we spend a lot of time learning, talking about it. But that's, for us, it's joy, it's a pleasure, it's not work, and we can switch it off. We don't have to do it every single day, but we choose to do it every single day. So going back to what I was trying to explain to you, if you want to get to financial freedom position, you have to, one, be able to learn, be available for learning, be open to learn, and two, take action. Do things that will be out of your comfort zone from time to time. Do things that will be risky from time to time. However, if it's risk, there's a reward as well. And I'm hoping that will inspire someone. I hope that it will, for some of you, it will raise some questions. What else can I do? What else? Remember, if there's something new on the market that people are scared of, this is a good thing to invest in. This is a good thing to research. Do not invest money that you are too scared to lose, because you will be coming from a wrong energy. If you're investing money into the market that is, it's too risky at some point for you, you will give a lot of wrong energy to it, and you will very likely lose this money. So the money for your investment needs to be money that you're willing to lose, basically. And if you detach yourself from the outcome, if you detach yourself from, I can lose this money, this will work so much better for you, and the dividends that you will get from it will be so much greater as well. I'm going to be talking about this a bit more in future as well. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you about financial freedom number, which again was something that we started working with at the beginning with my husband, and it's very important to know this number, so I'll show you how to calculate it and I'll explain it to you tomorrow. I hope this was useful to someone. I hope it will inspire someone, and just want to say, if I can do it, anyone can. I'm an immigrant, I'm a homeschooling mom. I I came to the UK with absolutely nothing, but life just happened and I made it happen. I made it happen with my husband, and you can do it too. So good luck. If you've got any questions, let me know. I would be happy to share more details, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks. Bye bye.